What is up, and welcome back to a brand new video series. I'm going to be trying something a little different this time. Instead of a full-on Let's Play, I'm going to be speeding everything up by about 2.5 times the playback speed usually. Now I'm doing this because usually Let's Plays, especially in Civ, they get kind of long, especially boring towards the end. So I'm going to combat this by just making everything go faster. We're going to be playing as the German Empire. I want to go for a science victory this game. The reason Germany's great at science victories is because they have so much production.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!
They can easily churn out the spaceship parts in the late game. So the city of Vakin, the production is bad in this city. We do have a lot of food, which is great, but we only have one 2-2 production tile, and then like one Plains Hill that's 1-2. That's pretty much it for production. So, just exploring with my starting warrior, settling places, putting down pins for districts. Usually as Germany, you want to settle within 3 tiles, so you can get a nice sort of triangle hexagon thing where you can build aqueduct, Hansas, commercial hubs, and they each get like +5, +6, maybe even +7 or 8 sometimes, adjacency bonuses. But this is a continents and islands map, Deity difficulty obviously, standard game speed, and I think it's a standard map. Everything was at the beginning of the video, just forgot to mention it. Yeah, I want to build a few coastal cities and a canal to connect Aachen through the rest of the world. We need a nice... I don't know how important a navy is, but I was just feeling like I wanted to build a navy this game, so I just put it on continents and islands. So Aachen grew, we're finally getting some production and putting out the second warrior. Meanwhile, we're exploring with the first warrior. Now, I don't like building scouts in this game, like at all. Civ 5 was great, because scouts actually had a purpose. They could move through rough terrain as if it was flat, open terrain. But here in Civ 6, like, warriors are better for defense. Scouts are only more effective than warriors when going through open terrain. And even then, most open terrain, as you can see, has marshes and rivers, so scouts really aren't that much better at exploring than warriors, in my opinion. And even if they are, like, warriors are still better at defense, obviously. I don't usually upgrade to skirmishers and spec ops and stuff like that, but I do like getting my swordsmen and musketmen out, so warriors, they're more effective for me. But I could see why someone else would want to get a scout, especially early on. Really, right now, what I'm doing is just placing down map pins, trying to get as good adjacency bonuses as I can. Obviously, that city I put down was too close to Aachen, so I'm going to have to move it away. Just noticed that right there. Decided to put the city right there, and yeah, at this point I'm just trying to make these cities as close together as I can, because Germany, the Hansa, is a really good unique district, maybe even the best in the game. So much production, especially if you have dams and aqueducts like I have in Aachen. So I moved that warrior down to scout around the south, found some good city spots, and I'm not gonna lie, I like what I see. I put that last pin a little too close to the city on the right. Yeah, right now it's just putting down pins, it's kind of boring, but that's why the playback speed is 2.5, to get away from this boring shit. I'm going to end up moving the pin to the north. We actually did find a city-state. I don't know what the name is. One of Germany's special abilities is +7 strength against city-states, which is really helpful for taking out useless city-states like Inzigamarvaro, whatever its name is. Anyway, so I decided to put a nice government district hexagon down there. I'm going to end up editing a little bit, but it's fine. There's nobody close to me, so I really don't have to worry about building an early military so far. I can just focus on settler spam. Although I will find a civ and pretty much forward settle them earlier on. So I'm going to end up building a pretty big military early on. Really nothing to do. Germany's other leader ability is an extra military policy card, which, America's is much better because it's a wildcard policy. But anyway, keep exploring, moving my warriors. I don't like exploring too much in this game, well, obviously, because I don't like scouts, but also because, especially as Germany and Japan, where you want cities as close together as possible, you really only need to explore a little bit to get about 10, 11 cities. Like right now, I think I have 7 or 8 cities out. And one of the mistakes I think I made this game was building a third warrior before the settler. No one was nearby, no one was going to challenge me, there was no point in building that third warrior. I should have just gotten started on the settler. Especially considering my capital's production isn't the best. So I'm actually going to go for pottery into writing. Yeah, writing next. And found Nan Mandol, put an envoy in there, get an extra +2 culture. Now Nan Mandol gives culture. Oh, there's France. France, I end up forward settling and get into a little bit of a war early on. Yeah, I'm just moving pins around at this point. France is. They end up being actually the strongest military in the game. And I end up losing a few units to them, but I actually end up crushing them in the end. Got a nice peace deal, burned a few cities. So, because nobody's near me and no one's really a big threat, I'm just going to settler rush. Get as many settlers as I can, don't need to build military units for obvious reasons. And I just get denounced because guess she doesn't like me. And Nan Mandel stole my barbarian camp. I swear to God, if it wasn't such a good city-state, I just would have taken that city out as soon as I had the chance. It's my encampment. Now, I actually found Auckland, who gives +1 production to shallow tiles. Lakes, coast tiles. And that's actually really helpful because most of my cities are going to be either near a lake or on the coast, so that's a lot more production than usual. I found a nice Petra city up there on the sheep that I put the marker on, and I decided to just beeline Petra, get that as soon as possible. Especially with the natural wonder. I think late game that natural wonder would end up giving 2 food, 4 production, and 3 science per tile. So I put this city center there. Ends up being a really good production city for me. And I just beeline, picking up campus buildings and commercial hubs on the way. The Petra. Moving my warrior around. I actually resolved to take out whatever the hell that military city-state's name is. It's not useful to me, and it's really not hard for me to take out a city. Even with walls, I just ended up getting a battering ram and a few horsemen. So next turn, I have my cities all planned out, and the best thing about this game is there is a mountain path to pass towards the north, so I don't have to worry about getting those cities early. There's also a mountain path to the west, which means I can just focus entirely on building up cities towards the east before going towards the north and west. I think I ended up getting 15 cities in this game without, taking any cities. I did take a few of France's cities, but I ended up raising them because the loyalty was just, it wasn't going to happen. So, move up. There's the mountain pass I was talking about. I actually find a pretty good city up there. Even though it doesn't have any fresh water, I decided to build an aqueduct. Got a nice campus, and that's one of the things that really screwed me over this game. My cities towards the south, there aren't any really good campus locations. There's no mountains, there's not a lot of jungle. So what I ended up having to do is, I ended up getting decent campus locations because my cities are close together, they're going to be touching other districts. And yeah, there's 1 or 2 campuses that ended up giving +3 or 4 adjacency, which is, it's alright. But if I was near a mountain, that would have been much better. So really in this game early on, there are 2 strategies I like to use. Number 1 is, as you can see, settler spam. When nobody's nearby, and where the hell okay, there's Auckland's warrior, under the aqueduct pin. So when nobody's near you, like in this game, just pump out as many settlers as you can. And I put out a builder so I can chop some forest and speed up one of the settlers. And that's why I decided to go early Empire early on, because it gives a bonus against with building settlers, which is great for me. Don't need too many military units, especially early on. But if I have a civ close to me, I mean, if France was like 5 tiles closer and I had a few mountain tiles, I'd have built an early campus and then beelined swordsmen or horsemen. Horsemen in this game because I already have horse resources. And a few horsemen and archers, I just use them to take 3 or 4 of France's cities, potentially wiping them out and giving myself all the districts, all the nice tiles she has so kindly built up for me. As you can see right now, she has 300 military strength. I only have 57, and that is terrible. So what I ended up doing was I ended up gearing towards building a little more units in my second, third, and fourth city. I just kept it, for the most part, to build settlers. And I obviously timed the policy cards really terribly, and I had to keep in the faith policy card because I was only 3 faith away from getting a pantheon. But I ended up getting craftsmanship next, which 8 turns, not too bad, but I think I lost, well, I know I lost about 8 turns of potentially increased settler production, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. I ended up planning out the Petra for Dortmund, and it ended up being a really good production city. So it was able to build the Petra in a decent amount of time, and no one was able to steal it from me, which I am thankful for. Unlike Nan Mandola stole my fucking encampment. Now I'm moving my settler close to the barbarian scout, and here's why I don't care. Because scouts, as long as you don't take their encampment, and I know his encampment is alive towards the south, they're not going to go out of their way to attack units. So I can move my settler freely, knowing that the scout probably won't try and steal it. Religious settlements is already taken, so I go for fertility rights to get some production around my capital. I think I ended up going quarry, cleared out one of the marshes, and then getting wine early on to give my city more amenities, which helped it grow early on pretty fast, honestly. I think it ended up being, I think it's 5 population right now. You can't really see it, but it's either 4, okay, no, it's 4. So I ended up having 2 warriors on the front lines, and we're going to end up taking out the scout over there. He's not going to be a problem. What did I go next? I ended up going archery, I think, right after writing, because France was looking too strong. There were some barbarian problems, and I just forward settled them with Dortmund pretty much. So I'm going to get archery, build a few archers, and as long as you have 3 warriors and like 4 or 5 archers, you are fine in this game. Now, what ended up happening is she actually built a lot of ranged units herself. The AI usually doesn't do that. They might build a few slingers and mostly warriors, so I wasn't expecting all her archers. So I did end up losing a few units early on, and there I go, putting in a gauche and colonization because I'm building military units and settlers really early on. So yeah, she ended up taking a few of my units. I ended up building 2 horsemen to take out her archers, but for the most part, it really wasn't too difficult of a war. Combat in this game is mostly build a lot of ranged units, or be a few techs ahead, and absolutely stomp them with super strong melee units. I'm talking about like you have musketmen and they still have warriors and swordsmen. So I ended up getting the wine, helped me a lot with amenities early on, and this warrior, he was struggling. He was going to get hit, didn't know if he was going to make it out alive. And there she goes talking to me, and he ended up making it out alive, which was really great for me. Did not want to lose one warrior, especially this early on. Now it's been about 14 minutes and we're already on turn 60, I think it is. 50. We're on turn 50 this early on. I really think this new format is especially helpful to me and to the viewers, The viewers get past all the boring stuff you see every single game, straight towards the action, and I don't have to worry about, you know, talking while playing the game, which is harder than it looks, I'm gonna say. But I don't know, if it doesn't work out, I might just go back and make the other types of Civ videos like my Ottoman campaign and the Roman Empire campaign. Warrior made it out with a little bit of health, ended up building a warrior in Berlin before building a builder, and I went currency to get a nice early commercial hub. I have 4 cities by about turn 50, that is not too bad at all. I got another luxury in gypsum in the city of Dortmund, and a barbarian camp spawned where I wanted to put my next city. Which sucks, but we'll go deal with that warrior. Actually ended up forgetting that warrior because he was healing, and I told him to fortify, not fortify, heal, so I didn't get a notification when he fully healed. So I didn't end up taking that encampment for a long time, honestly. I think the next city I put was towards the north, in between Auckland and the city whose name cannot be said. There is Montezuma. They are too far away from me to really be of any concern. Yeah, we got state workforce. We're going towards political philosophy right now. Yep, ended up getting the provision on Magnus. Now my capital won't lose any population when building settlers. And look at Dortmund, really nice production, 2 luxuries. My cities, I think, are ecstatic right now, which makes me ecstatic not having to worry about their growth and shit. And right now, Montezuma likes me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't even like me in real life. Montezuma, you got a lot of nerve liking me when I don't like me. Anyway, I ended up making friends with him, and really that was great because I didn't have to worry about Montezuma at all game, which means I could focus my units toward the Eastern Front against France and not be like Germany in real life, who got gangbanged from Russia and Great Britain. I ended up accepting the delegation because he was my friend, too far away to declare war on me, and he really wasn't that much of a threat. So ended up putting that city down there, actually. And like I keep saying, just spam settlers. If there's nobody near you, get out as many cities as you can. Later on, you can easily get 1,000, 1,500 science, which I ended up doing this game. Or did I? Stay tuned to find out. So France didn't want to give me enough gold for horses, and I didn't want to see French horsemen in my land, so I ended up not making that deal. Whew, that flood almost took out my settler. I would have been so fucking mad. Probably would have restarted the save, to be honest. I'm gonna send that last warrior from meiers up towards the northwest, and I got an archer out in Dortmund who's also building a settler for me, which is great. The production in Dortmund really helped this game. I got a few settlers, some good military units out. One problem is, it was kind of far away from my empire. I really wanted this as a Petra city, so it really didn't get too good Hansa buffs. The commercial hubs weren't that good at all. Ended up settling the city of Ulm, 5 cities by turn 62, not bad at all. And I ended up getting my next government policy next turn. Didn't need oligarchy since France was really not much of a threat. Ended up going with Classical Republic. I know she wasn't a threat because she hasn't declared war on me yet. If it's like turn 70 and they haven't declared war, they're not going to. There's somebody else closer to her. I ended up getting the Settler card, the Builder card, and the +1 production card, which is ideal. You're able to put out builders and settlers so fast if you get those 3 policy cards. So we researched currency, going for mathematics next. I wasn't able to get the Eureka for mathematics, didn't build my districts early enough. That's alright, we ended up getting that in not too bad of a time. And France, obviously... No, I ended up trading the horses to her, I didn't end up trading the wine, which is probably a bad idea. Going for mysticism to get that sweet, sweet envoy I can send to Auckland and get more production. And right now it's not looking too bad. This is really the end of the first video. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more Civ 6 content, and for more New Frontier Pass content. And I will see you guys in the next video.